You got a seat right there for me, please? So, Clint, just give you a, let you know, everything in this room is audio and video recorded. You're okay with that? Okay. Just to reintroduce myself for the video person, I'm Dennis Janis. I work with the Illinois State Police. With me today,
Detective Jeff Donnelly.
and I'm sure you're aware of it. There was some things going on at the county administration building last week, and we're kind of looking into those things.
Yeah.
And let me get my pen. You are an elected board member, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it Clint or Clinton?
Just Clint.
Clint. What's your birthday, Mr. Jones?
9/26/75.
And your current address?
2315 William Street, Maryville, Illinois.
And that phone number I called you on, that's a good phone number earlier?
Yeah, that's my cell phone.
Okay. You also, other than being a county board, you have a day job there in Madison, right?
For Maryville, yeah.
Okay. So the main thing is we wanted to talk to you about, actually there's two things. And one of them has to do with, over the course of the last couple of weeks, or actually 2 weeks, we've been doing a couple of, I know I got it, it's probably about 4:15, series of interviews. And there's been some rumors floating out there of maybe some people in the administration getting into emails or things like that they shouldn't have access to. Have you heard any rumors about anything going on like that?
I mean, yeah, there's tons of rumors going around.
Okay. Have anyone specifically ever said to you in the administration that they have access to emails that they probably shouldn't have access to?
No, not like that, no.
Has anyone ever said to you, or are you aware of someone looking at any emails possibly from the state's attorney's office or the judiciary?
No.
No?
No.
So if someone, have you heard any rumors about people doing that?
I've heard the rumors, but I haven't, seen that, no.
Okay. I'm not saying that you had seen these emails. What I'm saying is, did anyone ever tell you that they had access to these type of emails?
No.
Okay. So no one ever said that to you, like we have, I don't know, she's not a judge anymore, so I'll say Judge Ann Callis. Like we have access to Judge Ann Callis's emails. No one ever said that to you?
No.
Okay, that's fair. Are you aware of anyone ever trying to get access to that, or they say we've been trying to get into anyone's emails?
To the judge's email?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not that type with those guys, so.
Okay.
They wouldn't tell me that kind of stuff.
And when you say those guys, who?
The administration.
The administration, so, and you're an elected board member, you're a Republican, or at least as elected as a Republican, so I assume you still are.
Yeah.
And so the administration is Kurt Prenzler, I assume is the chairman?
The chairman.
And then he is Doug Hume, if I'm saying that correctly?
Yeah, as administrator.
Okay, and then they are the two main administrators, and I don't know really how the envelope or they're just basically two main administrators on the board, and I'm sure there's one other person, probably like a treasurer would be Chris
Slusser, yeah.
Slusser?
Yeah, I mean, there's, those two, and then their department heads that he appoints.
Okay, so then...
Those are kind of Kurt's people, usually,
Okay,
the chairman's people.
Okay, and then there's like an auditor, and then...
Is elected.
Okay.
Treasurer and the auditor are elected, recorder's elected, county clerk is elected.
Okay.
So they're all standalone offices.
Okay. As a board member, are you aware of any issues with FOIA requests last year that maybe got filled? And I don't even know this would be in a board thing that would have been brought up at a meeting or not, by the county administrator FOIA officer that caused some issues.
Well, I noticed she had it taken away from her.
Okay.
For issues that I don't, like I said, rumors is all you hear. I didn't get specifics, but it was put into another person's hands over community development.
Okay.
I chair that committee, so that's how I kind of I kind of found out about that one.
Okay, and that's Andrew Esping is the new FOIA officer?
Was Sam Borders.
Okay,
They may have moved it since then, but it was Sam Borders.
okay.
They moved it to.
And then the previous person who had the issue, that was Cynthia Ellis?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Yeah,
do you
she
know?
was a FOIA officer.
Okay, do you know, again, you might not know specifics, do you know exactly, was she reprimanded, or was she just had that position taken away from her?
As far as I know, she just had it taken away. I don't know any specifics after that.
Okay. And after that issue, and I kind of understand, part of that issue might have been with an employee from the state attorney's office that was removed or resigned, however you want to call it. He separated service, and then that person filed a FOIA. Are you aware of all that type of information, and that
No, I didn't know.
possibly that was the cause of this? All right. Are you aware of the state attorney's office ever sending out an email to all the constitutional officers, like your emails are for your department, or your emails,
I've
but you
heard
can't
about
get?
it, yeah.
Okay. As a board member, he wouldn't have sent that to you because technically you're not.
I spoke to him, and he said, he kind of gave, I don't know if he just me or all the board members, kind of gave me a rundown on, they can't just take your emails. You have to, FOIA, and then only relevant emails for what they ask. So, I mean, we had that one-on-one discussion about that.
Okay. Between you and Mr. Gibbons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you're unaware of anything he would have sent to Mr. Prenzler or anything like
I
that?
don't know specifics of it, no.
Okay, that's cool. Also, Jerry, do you know Rob Dorman? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And would you consider him, I understand he kind of got brought in when the new administration was brought in, and he's the IT director now. Have you had any interaction with him?
I've known Rob for a few years because he's out of Collinsville. I'm Maryville, but I grew up in Collinsville, so it's like the Collinsville Township Republican Party. So I met him there years and years ago.
Okay.
So I mean, we're not best friends by any means, but
Okay. But you
I
know who he is?
I know him, yeah.
Okay. What is your opinion of the work he does there for the?
Actually, I heard he was pretty good at IT, and that as far as efficiency, I heard it stepped up a lot.
Okay.
Like I said, the rest of it, I know some of the employees, complained about his management style, but
It's not a people person.
from what I heard, no, he's not a people person.
So a
But
little rough around the edges.
That's a management thing. That's not, as a manager, I mean, that's, if you want to manage that way, that's the way you want to manage.
Sure. Everyone can do their department as they wish, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of one of his employees, and I don't know, this is something the board would be made aware of, him firing an employee last year and then that person being rehired in the same day?
Yeah, it's actually a friend of mine.
Okay, what do you know about that? Explain what your understanding of that, please.
He just said that he had been let go, and the next day, he didn't give me specifics about it. As a friend, I mean, I did ask, but he didn't give me specifics. And he said the next day that they told him it was a mistake, and they brought him back. A person never heard of an accidental firing before. That was my conversation with Mr. Yeah.
That was my next question, but glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I personally have never heard of that, but as a management background, I've never.
You never accidentally fired
I've never
somebody?
accidentally done that, no. And then hired him back the next day. That was new to me, too. Yeah.
I guess there's learning curves, and it's a new job, and...
Yeah, that's a learning curve, right? Yeah, no, that was, like, specifics, he didn't get into it. I said, I don't really know why they terminated, and then hired him back the next day.
Okay. And he didn't share that information, you said you asked, but he didn't, that's
Yeah,
person
he
didn't
did.
share.
Yeah, he didn't really share, so.
Okay. Do you remember if he said it was like
It
for
was-
job performance issues, or?
Something IT related. I'll be honest, my background in IT is asking what color it comes in, where's the on-off button.
So
Yeah, we're all the same,
Yeah.
we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, every time something new comes out, I get upset, because I just started to learn about it.
Very similar to my phone. Update,
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. And I may be saying this name incorrectly, Stephen Adler?
Steve Adler, yeah.
Okay, do you know who that is or was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I understand he no longer works for the county, or at least in the administration building?
Not in administration, he's with a separate entity called MESD.
Metro East
Metro East
Sanitary.
Sanitary District,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you know what his original role was in the county? No?
They were going to try to appoint him as administrative services head, and that didn't pan out, so.
Why didn't it pan out?
He probably wouldn't have had the votes to get the appointment by the board. Department heads, we have to vote those in by the board.
Is that a majority type vote or a quorum? Or is it not
Majority.
3/5? Okay. And
Just the half plus one would have done the vote. But
he went, so he was kind of moved around a little bit, and now,
yeah, special projects, did this, did that, and then they appointed him on the MESD.
Okay. And so how long do you think he worked for the county building? Or its administration, that is?
Probably, I don't know, 3 to 6 months maybe.
Okay.
They had him in the books, but he wasn't up at the building. I don't know
Okay.
that. So
So he's kind
as
of,
far as I know, it's been removed completely.
okay.
Supposed to have been.
Yeah. We all know how things happen sometimes. Oops, I forgot the.
Especially in government.
Yeah. Well, we're all government employees of one sort or form or another. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What is your opinion of how things have been running lately?
Could do better.
Okay. I mean, you are more of a witness to it than we are. So, I mean,
I mean, we're making the papers, so
that's never good.
that's never good. Yeah.
What do you know who? And I might have this name incorrect. Deb Detmers or Demers?
Deb Detmers.
Detmers. What was her? I don't know if would say she worked for the county for a while, but she helped out when the new administration came in, is my understanding.
She came in for 2 or 3 days right after the administration was sworn in, after Kurt was sworn in, and she helped with them trying to transition stuff because they were having issues, but that was mainly done as a favor, and that's all the time she spent with them.
Okay, because it was my understanding that maybe the processes of the new running the government and holding meetings and things like that were going a little not so smoothly, and Deb maybe has a little more of a policy. Or
the first one did not run smoothly at all.
Okay.
It was anything but that. And that's when they came, guess what was it? Yeah, it was the first one. It's been a while. Yeah, that was the first one. I guess Dad came in a day or two after, maybe.
Okay.
And kind of helped crack the whip and kind of, get all the cats in and head them this way. Go forward.
Tent over that circus?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
That's what she did for him.
So she was experienced in at least how meetings should be run in government. It's my understanding she's been involved in government one way or the other for a while, at least if it's the same person that I've been told.
Yeah, most of her life.
So she kind of helped out for a period of time.
Yeah, just like I said, it's about 3 days, I think.
Okay.
Just enough to get the cats herded and get them heading in the same direction.
All right. And what is your relationship with Deb? I mean, how well do you know her?
I'm friends with them. I mean, yeah. We don't talk every day, but we talk.
And do you know what her current role in government, if any, is?
She works for a congressman.
Oh, okay. Congressman Shimkus?
Yes.
Okay.
She's chief of staff back here at home.
Okay, so in this district or?
Right, the district, yeah.
Okay. And was she still doing that at the time? Do you remember?
She'd had to leave for a few days, and then she did that as a favor.
Okay. And she had worked in other forms of government. Apparently she worked in the state government for a little while, and then now in her capacity with the congressman. What have you, say this a different way. Are you aware of a meeting that Ms. Detmers had tried to set up between Mr. Prenzler in regarding a position in the county government? No? Did you ever?
Me for her, or?
I don't know if it was for her specifically, or it was just a meeting that she was gonna have with Mr. Prenzler or someone in the county government, and then, the way it was related to me is Doug Hume and Steve Adler showed up instead of Mr. Prenzler.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
No?
Unless it was a while ago.
It would have been probably a little while after where she was helping out.
I'll be honest, that's so long ago now, I don't.
Well, this one, it
recall.
probably would have stuck out in your memory if you're aware of it. They wanted.
There's been a lot of stuff happening.
Well, I'll just come out.
I'm not trying to sound like.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of things happened in the last year and a half. Do you know who Dick Weber is?
You mean Don Weber?
Don Weber, that's. I don't know why I call him Dick Weber all the time.
Appropriate.
Don Weber. That's.
Edit.
Yeah. I didn't even hear that.
Okay, we call that.
Yeah.
Don Weber, do you know who Don Weber is?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what is your belief in what his relationship is now to the county board?
To the county board,
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay. And what is his relationship with Mr. Prenzler?
Very good friend and confidant.
Okay. He's not, I've heard him described as Mr. Prenzler's legal or counsel or his lawyer. Is that?
He is, I don't know for sure, but I know he bounces legal questions off of him.
Okay.
Whether or not he considers him a counselor, I don't know.
Okay. I've heard that you were made aware of this, whether it was through Ms. Detmers or someone else, that this meeting was held, or it was supposed to be a lunch meeting between Mr. Prenzler and Ms. Detmers?
Detmers. Yeah.
Detmers? And Mr. Hume and Mr. Adler showed up instead, and it was, what the exact reason for her to set up this meeting for is kind of unsure, but apparently they made a counter offer to her, and it had to do with Mr. Weber. Are you aware of anything like that?
Oh, that would have been, well, they've tried to hire her a couple times.
Mhm.
Last time was here not too long ago. Yeah, she turned it down. I'm trying to think. Yeah, to be honest, that's not the first time I've heard about Kurt not showing up at meetings and Doug and Steve showed up instead.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of common. Yeah, she had showed it. It was about employment, but I don't remember what it was. They were wanting to bring her on or something. Her and Don Weber don't get along at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Don just really does not like her. So, like I said, I can't recall the exact. I can't recall the exact context of it.
Do you know she relayed this information to you, or someone else, or?
She may have.
Okay. And if you don't remember specifically, that's quite all right.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a long year around here. I'll be honest.
It's only and it's only beginning of January, and it's
Okay.
already, what do you got? It's only been what, a little over a year. That
13 months.
Yeah. Is there anything maybe that you're aware of that you think was improper, or you think maybe we should be aware of that I haven't asked you about today?
I mean, so when I had talked to Tom before, there was emails that they'd shown me, but he said that they'd had privilege to those they could see them, but I'm trying to get old Mayor Maryville appointed to some boards since he retired, committee since now he doesn't do anything. And I think, well, he badmouthed Kurt, see these emails, but Tom told me after the fact that they could actually see those, so.
Okay. And those were emails you sent to?
No. It was between the previous chairman, Dunstan,
Okay.
and the previous mayor of Maryville there, so.
Okay, so what they're...
And they read old emails. He said they could do that, so.
Okay, so
When I seen that though, that's when I talked to Tom.
all right, so they, just so I'm clear, someone in the administration had read the previous administration's emails.
Yeah.
And Mr. Gibbons said that's totally acceptable, since it's the
Those
same,
there, yeah.
their same office.
Yeah.
Who was it that showed you those emails?
I believe it was, Mr. Hume.
Mr. Hume?
I don't remember if anybody else was in there. It was probably last January, because I was trying to, like I said, the previous mayor helped me out,
Mhm.
so I was trying to get him, you know, I mean, he didn't want any, he would just want something to keep him busy, and we can't appoint him, you know, so that's what that was.
So they're kind of sticking it to them.
The political stuff, yes.
I guess, part of that, I guess, is they can kind of do what they want, because you're
Yeah.
the in-charge party, but
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make you feel any better, you're trying,
Pretty much.
yeah.
What other emails would they have access to that you've seen, other than, you said like...
I don't know all the emails they have access to, what they do and do not. Well, I mean,
Well, have you seen any other emails other than those two about the old mayor of Maryville?
no. Like I said, me and the administration aren't that tight.
How about heard about?
Like a lot of other people, I've heard a lot of things, so.
Will specifically be talked to another person in county government, regardless of what their position is, about someone having other emails? Because, I mean, Clint, you seem like to be a man of very few words. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I said you're a very methodical thinker and you're a man of few words. I wouldn't ask the question to you if it wasn't already brought to my attention that, say, and then the person says, well, you know, you probably ask Clint that question, he's going to say the same thing.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Like I said, there's been a lot of stuff over the years.
Yeah, because I mean, believe me, we're not going down roll call at the county board asking people what they ask. There was a reason we called and asked you, because somebody said, hey, you asked Clint, and he'll probably remember that.
This is about specific emails.
Other than the Maryville ones.
Oh, man. I'm trying to go back through my mind here.
I mean, has anybody ever showed you an email you didn't feel comfortable seeing? You know what, I don't
You know, the only emails I ever saw, like I said, the ones about the mayor.
Anybody else come to you and tell you that they saw emails they weren't comfortable seeing?
This would have been, I mean, they're all administration, so like I said, they don't really discuss all that stuff. Unless it was, you know, like I said, I hate to throw out names, I don't know for sure. If I can't remember for sure, they have been, I'd say maybe Slusser. They may have talked to him about it. He was, he county board chairman at the time? I don't think he was. But they may have talked to him about some stuff. Like I said, I never saw anything else.
Okay, so you and Slusser had a conversation about that he saw something that made him uncomfortable?
When did I have a conversation? I haven't talked to Chris in months. Yeah, I guess maybe last January, February maybe. So it's been a while. So I guess I can't remember context or anything like that. But that would be the only other person that I know would have been in there seeing those things.
And where I don't recall, so...
Well, I mean, been in with administration like that.
And then, I mean, how do you come to that conclusion is what I was trying to go. When I say you're a man of few words, I'm like, I feel like I'm missing part of it when you say he would have been the only person part of that there, and I'm not sure what that there is.
He was, at the beginning, he was one they confided in and stuff, so.
Oh, okay. And then he made mention that to you? Is that how that we've come to this part of it, or?
Yeah, I mean, I assume he probably mentioned it to more than me, but yeah. That's, I mean, we were never that close, so.
Did you ever say what the emails were that made him uncomfortable?
I think his were maybe, he may have been the judges, but I don't know if that's sure or not.
Do you remember which judge it was?
Not off the top of my head, no, I do not.
Did you guys just talk about how it made him uncomfortable, or? Well, let me ask you, would you be comfortable if you were reading the judge's emails?
No, I would not.
All right. So I'm assuming if you're talking to him, it's kind of the same topic, or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you remember how that conversation went?
No, I do not. I don't remember.
But it was almost a year, what, last January, did you say?
Probably,
I
yeah.
can't remember things I talked to him about yesterday. So I get that. You think, who else, do you think if we talk to him that he may remember the conversation?
I mean, he may. Like I said, that's the only other one. The only other one I can think of has talked about it. Like I said, there's been a lot of people talk, but like I said, I mean, I hate to say one person or the other.
Well, it's okay to say it, and then we'll just go ask him. If it's not that, we'll move on to
Well, I
ask
mean,
him.
it's, you know, one person to 10 people, a lot of people have been talking about it, so.
What are they saying as the rumor wheel about that?
Oh, rumor wheel, they are reading emails. I know they were asked about it in a meeting, an IT meeting. I wasn't there, so I can't remember which member said it, but.
Did the judge's emails get brought up in those conversations?
I do not know.
None of the
I
conversations
wasn't there.
So like a committee meeting or like a open?
Yeah,
Meeting?
it was asked.
Which committee meeting would that be?
IT.
Oh, the IT committee meeting?
Like I said, I'm not on the committee, I don't know.
Do you remember when that would be? Roughly, because I know they only have one a month, right?
1 month, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Did you ever discuss with Mr. Slesser about those judges' emails? To what made anybody uncomfortable?
No.
How about why would it make you uncomfortable?
Why would it make me uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing I thought about when they showed me the other emails. I didn't think they were supposed to be able to do that, but.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
So, I mean, if they show you one, I didn't think any of them were supposed to be like that, so.
Did anybody else, like I can ask Mr. Slesser then about it, if it made him uncomfortable, if he saw these emails, because was there anybody else other than him that you can think of that I should probably ask about this?
I mean, unless it'd be Dorman, I'm thinking he would probably be the person doing it, I don't know.
I don't know if I necessarily want to ask the person doing it, as
Well,
much as
I
I want
mean,
to ask the person who's maybe seen
I
it.
know, I'm just saying, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the only ones I ever saw were those. Like I said, and Chris and I discussed it briefly. Like I said, it's just one of those things, you're like, well, hell. And Todd told him, you know, the ones I'd seen, and, or that he had shown me the ones I told you about. So, that's when after that, I'd call Tom, you know, not too long after that, so. Yeah, like I said, other than that, that's about all I know.
Are you aware of an incident between Mr. Dorman and Lisa Champoli?
I heard the details. I walked into the building a few minutes after that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a confrontation between the two. Lisa told me it wasn't physical.
Mm-hmm.
It was about, what the hell was it about? Petitions? Something like that. Petition sheets or something. Yeah, she had said that she was at the counter and Rob came running up.
Mm-hmm.
Thought she said he was watching her. I was like, well, I don't know about that.
Right.
So,
When she means watching her, like, look, just waiting for her to show up, or I know there's cameras or something that are.
pretty much, yeah.
And do you know why her in particular he would be watching, or?
Because her dad, his dad was running against her for a seat called precinct committeeman.
Okay. In Madison County, I assume.
Madison County, yes.
And what is my basic civics lesson right now? What does the precinct committeeman do?
It's, we vote on party chairman for our party, and then we also we call people, distribute literature, put out signs, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
That's the workforce of it.
All right. And that's an elected position?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, you can be appointed or elected, yeah.
All right. And do you know anything ever came about of that incident? Whether...
I think they just separated for a while, and everything kind of cooled down, as far as I know.
Okay.
She's on the IT committee, so.
Is she Republican or in the Republican Party also, or is it? Okay.
She's on the IT committee?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of awkward.
And falling out with the IT director?
So he's not a people person again, right?
Everyone is.
He's, all right, let me check. Actually, you know, can you sit tight 1 second? I'm gonna step on out and make sure we didn't miss anything. I'll double check my notes, and then I'll be. It shouldn't take me more than a minute or so.
Grab that form.
Yeah. Give us 1 minute, please. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
So I don't think we have any further questions. The only last thing I got is, because of the sensitive nature of this investigation, every time we talk to someone, we're asking and providing them with what we call a non-disclosure agreement. Essentially what this means is we prefer to keep everything we talk about in the room, and it gives you somewhat of a legal out in case someone asks you, like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't talk about, I can't discuss anything that anyone discuss with me, or I can be held in contempt, or,
My wife's a lawyer. She's
So,
fine.
so what I'm gonna do is give you this here if you want to read through it. Pen, and that was made up by the, I shouldn't say made up, that's not a good word to use, but that was provided.
Tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
You try not to, Oh, Craig, Craig Short?
Yeah.
He told me to say hi. I called and asked if you were real.
Oh, yeah.
He's the mayor over.
I've been
Well,
asking people that all day.
I'll be honest, the reason is because we're all getting calls from
Newspapers,
newspapers, TV, and it's like, who are you,
Right.
And it's just gotten kind of,
Oh, it's a lot of hand, I bet.
yeah, so I'm like, do you know him? It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know him.
forgot Craig's the mayor now. I thought he was on the board, just.
He was, and then he got elected mayor, yeah, so, I just wanted to
He
be
didn't want to
sure.
stay retired, huh?
I know. Bribery?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I just seen it said bribery.
Oh. Maybe print your name there and then sign, please, where it says witness.
Okay.
Yes. Today's the 16th. I'm looking, I just told you what. I don't think we have any other questions. We can, in the interview, I have 4:55, I'm sorry, 5, how about I just looking at 4:54 p.m. Maybe I'll step on out and turn off the record.